Hello YouTube, welcome to Sunday in the Shop. Sorry about the lighting, it is brighter. This camera just knocks it down and it's on auto, so if you ever got this turned about 5 degrees, we're experimenting. We're going to make a drift punch. That means it's a punch without a sharp point out of brass. We've had some small things we work on that we don't want to mar up, like little pins and stuff, so just all an experiment. We won't know the actual angle that we use. It's 5 degrees each side till we're done. We're going to go till we make it, excuse me, let's think about that, about a 1/16 of an inch diameter. We're not exact on center with our bit. We did our best. I'm still using that dinky little bit because it works so good. So stay tuned. We'll bring you back when we get this taper part done a little bit more and let you know if that's what we want for an angle. Okay, we like this green color better than the old. You're all probably tired of that old flannel bed sheet I've used for rags all winter long. We do have a blue on these. Yellow doesn't look good, and I don't like the orange. Blue's okay, but okay. Now we did have this hanging out of the truck quite a ways, but it's brass, and we're being pretty careful. I'm trying to show you the Sharpie line here. Can you see the Sharpie marker? It's it. Line. There is some lines left on here from the bit, but we're not going to ever polish that because we may stick it in a hole like this, like I just did, which is about 3/16 of an inch. And then we'll know how far to go in a hole or down. You can kind of see that. See what I mean? If I can get a picture that, you could just see that little tip on there where I was just below center. I'd rather I always do this on Sunday. I'd rather be below center with my bit than above center. So there is a little tip still on there, which I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to try to take it off. This got down to about 1 millimeter. So if you look up a 30-second and look up a millimeter, 30 seconds is a little over a millimeter. So we got carried away. We want it just a little smaller than a 1/16. Any smaller than that, I'll be finding something else to drive something out, because I doubt I'll ever have a pin any smaller than that. We're going to leave it tapered like this. See how it's made? We're not going to put no shoulder or nothing on it. We're just going to leave it natural. If you could see that. Try to get up closer. There, it's a little better. We're going to leave it like that, like how you sharpen a pencil. Now, we're trying to decide how long to make this, okay? This is 4 inches, 4.5, and 5. What we're trying to do is, we'll bring you up here. You can see all the mess back there on the desk. We're trying to bring it up here if we were using it on something. A good height for a hammer. If I can find my little hammer. We're always doing this. We're not prepared. I keep all the stuff piled on the desk. I mean, I have hammers that are plastic, so, height working on something. I'm kind of going with about 4.5 inches of tapping on something. Leaves me just a little bit left for some project. I said it'd be nice to have a little piece of this. You never know what you need it for, so we're going to look at it from a distance here. I'm kind of going with about the 4.5. That's just too short. I want it to be a usable tool. My ink pen was probably like 5 inches. Yeah, which was a little too long for a punch. Probably going to be 4.5. So what we're going to do is shove this, cut this off just with a hacksaw, put it back in the lathe, and do our rounded over thing to where we just keep changing the angle, use a file. I do a lot of file work. Like if you remember when I made this is done with a lot of file work. Even this, even though this is tapered, I filed it some more. A lot of file work and a lot of sandpaper. I like to make some kind of little rest on her like a wood lathe, and then make some bits and a handle for soft metals, just like and carve it like you do wood. Okay, enough yakking about this. Let's just get this finished and we'll show you something else. I don't know if I mentioned Saturday and it rained last night, so I mowed Thursday. It rained Friday night, and it's a muddy mess out there. I have flies that have gotten here that are bothering me. So you may see one come by. You may see go on a rampage with the fly swatter. It's all broke, taped. I've been on a rampage at her fly killer. Enough rant about that. Got my cheapy angle thing here I was using to figure out what angle I wanted. I lost my protractor. I got a metal one, stainless. I don't know where it is. So, we're yakking too long even though it's Sunday. Let's just get this project done and we'll show you something else. Okay, can you see how I did that? Chamfered it and put a flat spot. That's about 3/16 of an inch. Flat area right there. Then we took some 1000 grit sandpaper because you could just see where I left a little bit. I said because the bit's not on center, but I think you get the idea. So it's rounded over, then it's, first I rounded it over, shaped that, and then I just took the lathe and flattened it out, took some off. It's hard to explain unless you've done the stuff, but it's hard to show the stuff on camera. To have a tripod there, and I tried a real quick clip. I don't know if I'll include it. I was trying to hold the camera in one hand when I was doing this part. It's just so hard to do. I'm still on my fly rage. I thought I was calmed down. I killed a couple of them. There's another one coming after me. So I want to fly into a rage here again. Get it? Fly into a rage. Okay, let's polish this up on the buffer machine. Okay, we'll change the topic a little bit. I don't like these buffer wheels, see that arbor, as much as I like these kinds. So I bought another pack of these. In case I don't take a picture. Get 3 sizes. They're a little more tougher. That's these two right here. Okay, they seem a little more tougher, work a little better, but these you can really abuse. So I'd still recommend buying both sets. You see how much I've destroyed one of these? I can't tell you the actual diameter, whether this was close to that. See, I've just destroyed it on tools and stuff. I mean, you can rake that compound back out. You can take a saw blade. You can take whatever you're brave enough to shove in there. I've actually flipped them around on the arbor backwards, and you know, so it goes the opposite direction, like you should not do with a wire brush. But boy, you can really rip into some stuff like wrenches and stuff when you want to polish it. So I got these for junky work. I mean, that's nasty. That's nasty there, but that's what I've taken a little better care of. Then that one's for like one of my final buffings, like with the gray compound. Might as well show you. I had a video on it. You got the gray. The gray actually seems to work better than the black from Harbor Freight. Lost my lid. Doesn't matter. So I'd recommend out of the one package of the arbors like these, if you're going to start out, go ahead and get these. Go ahead and try these first. Or if you got the money, buy them both like I did. So, there. I don't get paid to show you that. I always put it in my videos. I don't get paid. So, let's off to buff it. At least I showed you what I'm using for buffing wheels. Okay, we'll show you why we like this old beat up one we destroyed. We can face we have the drill and the vise. We can face it this way and go like this. If it ever got away from me, which is turning, it would just take off. It wouldn't be like you're really aggressive this way, because I never get directly where it can come at me. I'm off at an angle. I never have where this thing can catch and come shooting at me, anything on there, especially with that edge. That's pretty sharp. We just left the ridges. We could have did a little better job of machining that. Like I said, you stick it through a hole, you punch it on something, you're going to get lines on it. That's about a 3/16 hole. I don't know if that'll show up or not. I know with a Sharpie marker it will, so. Okay, enough of that. Off to something else before we go today. We'll take a little break. We'll think of something else to do here. Let's put a little short video of my truck here. We finally got all the rims painted. I know the truck needs wash. That just gives it character. That's flat black paint. It's kind of shiny, but it's not as shiny and glossy and gooey as some of them paints. It's just cheap stuff from Dollar General. Give you a view of that one. The fronts look nicer because you got your bearings sticking out. Here. Get a little bit of shade here from the sun. There you go. That's all you get. Back to the barbecue. Okay, we're back. We inserted a clip of the truck rims finally were painted the other day. So you might have heard me say back to the barbecue. I done that little clip when I was barbecuing the grilled cheese there. Okay, we put some new line on this. We put a different reel on here. We had the one we found drug up with the magnet. We got rid of the hose clamps. We just got some zip ties, and then we put zip ties this way. See, pull that together. And this has a little better curve to it than the other reel. It fits on her better. Because the hose clamps, I couldn't get this all the way in here. You know, this section all the way in there. So if you haven't seen the video on this, you can look for it. It's the Shakespeare panfish pole. This is that $10 reel I got at a bait shop a few years ago. It's going to do pretty good, I think. But we'd really be excited if we hooked into something big with this homemade rod. And really get a kick out of getting that on film. Okay, we put some 12-pound line on here when we bought our fishing reels the other day. I watched a couple of videos on this. This is less than $2 a roll. And I'm going to try it. It's 12. I got the 12-pound. I kind of got in between. It's hard to see through the cellophane what the diameter is. This is 12-pound. Me, if I was going to tell you what I think the breaking point of this is, I'd probably say it'd probably break about 8 pounds. I wrapped around a screwdriver and pulled on it. On 2 screwdrivers between my hands and pulled on it and played with it until I snapped it. And I kept snapping at the knots. I kept retying my knots different. I finally snapped it in the middle. And just kind of guessing, I would say, I don't really think it's 12 pounds actually. But it's cheap. It's $2 a roll. Look how much you get. I mean, just for little fishing rods and a Zebco. Because I've tried some fishing line that's junk. Believe me, I won't even say the brand names. I've got some $6 for a spool of junk that's just garbage. That I've looked at reviews and everything. And it's junk. So I'm going with the cheap stuff. That's what's on here. And whatever came on the Zebco 404 and 202, we're going with it and seeing what happens. So, who knows what they use on theirs? You know, maybe this is what they use on it. We have no idea. Of course, we all know where it's made at. I don't care what the company is. We know it's right on here. You can see it. I don't think I'll take a picture of that. If you're interested in that, you'll find it at Walmart. Good old Wally World. But there you go. That's it for the week. Thanks for watching this Sunday, and we're looking forward to seeing you tune in next Sunday. I have an old video of this. If I ever get around to it, I could put it in the description on one of these videos. But outdoor gear. I'm sure Walmart sold it years ago, and I bought this at a bait shop. And it's pretty nice. I had a little trouble. I remember I had a little trouble with the spring for your, your anti-reverse. And once I greased it and put it back, it was okay. It was like everything was dry and snagging up in it. It's just a little, it's a real fine, like a hairspring goes around in the gear and stuff. It's really simple how it goes in there. It's probably why it popped out so easy. But I said, thanks again for watching.